beneath the red sun. The red sun hung low in the sky, bathing the endless dunes in an amber glow that made the air shimmer. The sands of Ashera shifted with an almost sentient rhythm, whispering secrets that no one could hear. Liora adjusted her goggles, the sleek black lenses reflecting the fiery orb above. Without them, the light would scorch her vision. "Talek, report," she murmured into her comm device. A high-pitched chirp answered her as her companion swooped down a streamlined drone shaped like a hybrid of a hawk and a dragonfly. Talek's sensors flared, scanning the dunes. Activity detected northeast. Its synthesized voice buzzed. Liora gripped her plasma spear, the polished shaft gleaming in the sun. "Finally, let's see if the big ones are still shy." As they moved, the ground rumbled faintly, a pulse she felt more than heard. She paused. "Hear that, Talek?" "Subterranean movement confirmed," the drone replied. Liora smirked. "Bugs, let's wake them up." The desert was silent, too silent. Every step Liora took left a mark in the sand, quickly erased by the shifting grains. Talek hovered beside her, its tiny wings emitting a faint hum. "Tell me you've got something useful on those scanners," Liora said. "Seismic anomalies increasing. Probability of large burrower presence, 85%. She gripped her spear tighter. "Good, let's lure one out." She tossed a small device into the sand ahead. It blinked red, then emitted a high-frequency pulse. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the ground beneath her feet shook violently. "Contact imminent," Talek warned. Liora stepped back just as the sand erupted in a geyser of crimson and gold. A massive creature, all serrated claws and glistening carapace, burst forth. Its segmented body shimmered with a metallic sheen and its mandibles clicked hungrily. "Big guy," she muttered. "Let's dance." The bug lunged, its mandibles snapping dangerously close. Liora rolled to the side, her boots kicking up sand. "Talek, distract it!" The drone zipped forward, emitting a series of sharp flashes and bursts of sound. The creature hesitated, its multiple eyes following the erratic movements. Liora seized the opportunity, activating her spear. A blade of plasma extended with a hiss, glowing a brilliant blue. She charged, aiming for the creature's vulnerable underbelly. Her spear struck true, slicing through the chitin. The bug let out an ear-splitting screech, retreating slightly before thrashing wildly. "Liora, secondary threat detected," Talek warned. She spun around just in time to see another creature rising from the sand. "Oh, come on." Dodging its attack, she planted a charge near the first bug and retreated. "Talek, detonate." The explosion sent sand and fragments of exoskeleton flying. As the dust settled, Liora stood panting, her spear still glowing. "2 for 1, she said, grinning. Back at her outpost, Liora sat on a metal crate inspecting her equipment. Talek hovered nearby, its wings clicking softly. 2 confirmed kills today. "Not bad," she said, adjusting her goggles. "Burrower population density suggests further nests nearby," Talek replied. Liora sighed. "Of course there are, but what's the deal with this place? Why are they getting so bold?" Talek's sensors whirred. "Unknown. However, anomalies in the area suggest an artificial source of disturbance." She frowned. "Artificial? Like a facility?" "Possibly," coordinates uploaded. Liora glanced at the holographic map projected by Talek. Deep beneath the sands, something was pulsing a rhythmic signal unlike anything natural. "Well," she said, standing, "looks like the bugs aren't the only problem here." Talek buzzed in agreement. "Proceed with caution," she grinned. "When do I ever?" The coordinates led Liora to a jagged ridge, rising like broken teeth on the horizon. Beneath its shadow, the sands felt colder. The ever-present heat of the red sun dampened. "Talek, this doesn't feel right," she said, her voice low. "Energy readings are increasing. Structure detected below the surface," the drone reported. She crouched, brushing sand aside to reveal the faint outline of a hatch, its surface weathered but unmistakably artificial. The pulsing signal grew louder, vibrating through her gloves. Liora tapped the hatch's control panel. "Locked, of course." Talek floated closer. "Shall I override?" "Please do." Moments later, the hatch groaned open, revealing a dark shaft leading downward. A faint, bluish glow emanated from within. "I hate tight spaces," Liora muttered, gripping her spear as she descended the ladder. The air grew cooler and heavier as she reached the bottom. Ahead, a corridor stretched, lined with cables and machinery that hummed faintly. "Something tells me we're not alone," she whispered. The corridor ended in a vast chamber, its walls covered in strange, glowing glyphs. In the center stood a towering machine, its core pulsating with the same rhythmic energy she'd felt above. Surrounding it were clusters of eggs, their translucent shells pulsing faintly. Talek, analysis? This structure appears to be of pre-fall origin, purpose unknown. The eggs suggest an engineered bioform. Engineered? Liora's voice tightened. So, someone made these bugs? Before Talek could respond, a guttural chittering echoed through the chamber. From the shadows, a massive insect emerged, larger than any she'd seen before. Its carapace glowed faintly, and its eyes locked onto her with unnerving intelligence. "Guess I found the queen," Liora said, raising her spear. The queen lunged, its claws slicing through the air. Liora rolled, slashing at its leg. The creature roared, swiping at her with blinding speed. Talek, now would be a great time for a plan. Recommendation: disable the machine. It appears to be amplifying their aggression. Liora glanced at the pulsing core. Right, cover me. Talek darted forward, unleashing a barrage of sonic pulses that disoriented the queen. Liora sprinted toward the machine, dodging debris as the bug thrashed wildly. Reaching the console, she quickly scanned the controls. "No time for finesse," she muttered, jamming her spear into the core's energy conduit. Sparks flew, and the machine shuddered violently. The queen screeched, stumbling as the chamber's lights flickered. Liora yanked her spear free just as the core exploded in a burst of energy, sending her flying. When she regained her footing, the queen lay still, its massive body twitching. Around her, the eggs began to wither, their glow fading. "Status?" she asked, coughing. "Core destroyed, hostile activity neutralized." Talek replied, hovering beside her. "Good, let's get out of here before this place collapses." Back on the surface, the sun was setting, casting long shadows across the dunes. Liora removed her goggles, letting her eyes adjust to the dimming light. "Think the bugs are done for good?" she asked. "Uncertain," Talek said. "However, with the machine offline, their behavior should stabilize." She nodded, looking out at the endless desert. "One thing's for sure, someone built that thing, and I doubt they had good intentions." Talek buzzed in agreement. "We should report this discovery to the outer colonies," Liora smirked. "Oh, we will, but first, I think we've earned a break." The drone chirped in approval as Liora sat on the ridge, the red sun dipping below the horizon. The desert was quiet again, but she knew its secrets were far from fully uncovered. For now, though, that was a problem for another day.